Today, I'm fixing my future because someone has to. If you start my savings and investment plans with Old Mutual today, then my future will be smoother than Dad's head. So you get advice from the people at Old Mutual, and I'll get those gold stars to make you proud. Any questions?
Do future doctors pack their own lunches?
Start their journey by speaking to an Old Mutual financial advisor today. Invest in their future. Do great things every day.
iDiskiTV powered by World Sports Betting. iDiskiTimes.co.za. Pyramids are the champions of Africa. They've defeated Mamelodi Sundowns at home in Cairo. Well done to Pyramids. They are countercultural. I repeat that word, countercultural. They don't play like North African teams, and they pay tribute to football. They give us the due that, as we sit down, as people go to the stadiums and pay to watch, you get rewarded by a team that constantly wants to score goals. If this was Al Ahly or Esperance or any of those North African team, MC Alger, USM Alger, they would have been defensive. But what did these guys do? They came in, they scored 2 goals, and Sundowns had to respond. And well done to Pyramids, one of the few or just one team in North Africa that plays with the spirit of attack. Sundowns, many questions to answer with their style of play and everything else around that. Because if that negative football had won, we would have been told, and I think we would have been marching towards a future where whatever you do, if you play negative football, as long as you win, it will be seen as right. And also juxtapose that with the fact that there was dominant football that was being played by the 2 previous coaches or 3 previous coaches of Mamelodi Sundowns. But because it didn't win the star, it was said that it's unsuccessful or a failure. So if negative football wins, it would have been the future for Sundowns. Many of these things bubbling under. Tso Vilakazi, former Mamelodi Sundowns attacking midfielder. Just your thoughts on the game, sir.
Mr. Kunjani mfethu?
So.
Ngibulisa wena, ngibulisa Stizi,
Just.
ngibulisa chairman my chairman, ngibulisa uLindo Mkwena, ngibulisa nane emakhaya. Cela support njalo iDiskiTV. So ibeka nje binjalo ngichike futhi. Mr. Keo, I said this score is going to be 2-1, Sundowns will win 2-1. Half time, by looking at the way things are happening,
The bigger picture.
In terms of not because my prediction was based on today, but now I had to look at the future now to say if really I want Sundowns to win tonight, that means our future is Obanjan going forward. So half time, then I said no, Sundowns will lose, and it just happened. Ogutivele. Look, Pyramids, they play very well. They've shown first leg, La Epitora against Sundowns, how they play. And I said, Mr. Nkeo, this coach, he's very good, This coach, we are analyzer, our opponents. And I was, awadale, they were following wadale ngakona, and I was confused with plan to change again. Now we this basically build up, goal final third, sifuna cross law creativity, beautiful football, and this is one team since I was born play football, not retire. I've never seen a team here said North play beautiful football like this one. These guys, they play beautiful football. They've got good players. They fight as a team. They do everything right. But with Sundowns, I said it before, they put themselves in this position where they are now. This team, it dominated Sundowns at home. It dominated Sundowns away. There was no way Sundowns will win. With the love of supporting our team, that's why I wanted them to win. But
yeah, for sure.
How things are happening with the football at Sundowns, Mr. Keo, now I'll say it. I'm going to say it now. You playing Matthews, I will say out of position. You play Ribeiro out of position. There's no creativity. Now Sundowns is no more the Sundowns that plays build up Mnandi from the back, come to the midfield, then we look at the pockets, and then we will find Ribeiro in those pockets, or Matthews coming inside to those pockets, and then have a combination to create chances. Ayiseko into ibonayo izosuka la ku Williams ize la ku defense ize kumkwena ithi alende then is going to go wide. That's why you see ukuthi uRibeiro, it was so difficult to see uRibeiro first half. Because Ribeiro was assigned to stay on the right wing. And when he stays on the right wing, it's so difficult for him to play. He's not a typical winger. He's an attacking player that needs to come. Number 10 azongena la kuma pockets. Athola ama pass la emidlini kubo Adams nakubo Ntuza nabo Allen nabo Mkwena. But now it didn't happen. Yeah, it's very sad to see how Sundowns they falling. You know.
Well, they will say that the last time they went to the final was in 2016. And this was the first final, so it's very difficult to see from their perspective the fall. Tina, we can see the fall in terms of the football that's being played because they were very lucky against the Al Ahly on goal. We don't know who it hit. It goes in, and then they were lucky against the Esperance. There's something wrong with VAR Africa, whether it's our angles on TV. Sundowns were supposed to lose against the Esperance actually with the VAR in the quarterfinal and so on and so forth. But the counter argument will be that, with all that beautiful football, we've never gone to the final since 2016. You know, so they won't look at it as a fall, especially with the fans.
You know, Mr. Nkeo, it's very funny that the very same football, it took Sundowns to the final and won the cup. The very same football that we're crying for, it's what made them to win the Champions League. So now, if they come again and say this football doesn't win us anything, I tend to disagree. Because
now the argument will be that it's the first time Ukado, so Afiga, within 6-8 months, he's in the final. So that means pragmatic, which is practical football. We make ourselves difficult and we try to score if there's an opportunity.
But Mr. Geo, when you look at how they play, it's Sundowns. As much as Ufigile, and then they went to the final. Well done. They went to the final. But when you look at how they've been playing, I mean, the quarterfinal, the semi-final, until now, they've it's not Sundowns that we can say real Sundowns will win the Champions League. But if it was they were playing their football that Sundowns everyone knows, it was gonna be a very interesting game. Number one, two. It's sad to say this. It's very sad, but you know, if it was Rolando coaching Sundowns in this game, it was going to be very interesting. We're going to see beautiful football, creativity. Because now, if we ask Sundowns, if Ribeiro doesn't create something, who else comes in?
Yeah.
But at that time, when Coach Rolando was the coach there, everyone was involved. Everyone will create a chance, especially the players here in the midfield. Alende was not a player that will play the balls wide every time. Alende Ribeiro will find him there. I mean, we saw Umshishi against Al Ahly when he came on. He changed the game. But now, if you see what we change the game, then in build up again for if I know game, early game, so that you can get that confidence because you needed a player that has got experience in the final. And unfortunately, well, Mr. Nkeo, it's so sad for these boys, the Sundowns, that now they had to change in terms of how they play and play the winning football. And people, they always say, this football wins games. But I don't know tonight, are they going to agree with us to say, this football doesn't win you games. Now, yes, Monisa today, Ukados failed to win, because they went to next round with an own goal. That means Sundowns didn't score. So that's lucky. That's lucky. God loves us all, but man for himself. That's what happened. If you're not going to do the right things in the game, plan properly, put the right players in the right positions, then you're not going to get a win. That's it.
Can you help us to understand, well done to Pyramids as well, just seeing the celebrations and everything that's happening there.
Yeah.
I always want the dominant team to win.
Yes.
I don't care which team plays, whether it's my favorite, Chelsea or Bafana even. If they're not playing dominant football, I don't care. I want them to lose, actually, whenever someone doesn't play dominant football. But can you help us understand, as we see some of the pictures, Mudau is crying.
Yeah.
How does it feel to lose in the final? I don't know how many you've lost.
Yeah.
How does it feel?
Mr. Nkeo, that's why when I said Sundowns will win 2-1, is because of the sacrifice that these boys they've put in, the work rate. They always campaign. They don't spend time with their families. They train every now and then. They travel. That's not easy when I'm saying, to have that in you and to find yourself in that position of playing a final and losing a final after all the hard work that you guys have put. I feel so sad for them. I know it's painful. It's a pain that.
How is it so to lose in a final? I don't know. Have you lost in a final?
Yeah.
How is it like? What does a dressing room sound like? Who says something? And after everything, after the celebration, when the winning team is celebrated, could you even have the appetite to listen to people after that?
Mr. Geogu, it's so difficult to listen to anyone. You feel like ngati ngavula kumgodi ningene ngaphakathi, and then you come back after when maybe everyone akhohliwe because to be in the final, everyone wants to win the final. Yes, you'll win some and lose some, but some games you can take it to say, we lost. I mean, like now, Sundowns have lost to a better team, Pyramids. The best team in Africa. But yeah, I feel the pain of these boys, but in honestly speaking, when I'm Mr. they will tell you now, we lost, we didn't play our football.
They did try in the last 20 minutes.
That's where you see.
They threw the kitchen sink. They didn't die wondering.
Remember my words. I said, this game is between the coaches, not players. The coaches, they're going to play this game. A better coach will win this game. And it shows. This coach, he planned properly. He did everything right. That's why he won. And yeah, I feel sorry for the boys. For me, for the coach, sometimes I good thing I've been under with coaches. Because sometimes coaches, they make changes that are wrong. Like what Ulonduzana did to keeper Umudiba. Umudiba, are you gonna say it's because of that cross? One. Okay, cross but who got the ball and put it there for the striker? That's Kekana. So why don't you take out Umudiba and Kekana, both of them, if you say the goal if you live from lap? So I'm worried with how the coach thinks.
Let's wrap it up. So the Sundowns need to make any decision with the coach?
Yeah.
Do you think they think that? Besides what you think, do you think they think that?
No, Bona, they will say we had luck. We didn't have luck in this game.
The management?
Yeah, they will say that. No, boys, we did very well. The coach, well done, coach, good job. You took us to the final. We didn't have luck, that's why we lost. But now the thing is that, how many lucks do you want to get? From the quarter final, VAR, semi-final until match. No, somewhere, somehow, that luck is obalega. Because for me, it's another figure final. When I would compare Pirates and Sundowns, I would say initial.
Yeah.
Pirates, they deserve to be in the final.
They had a better one, much better.
Pirates, they deserve to be in the final. But Sundowns were lucky to be in the final. So the management, they will say, lucky boys, did very well. We got to the final, well done, coach. And then let's see next season.
All right, there you go. Thank you very much, Mr. So-and-so. That's Pyramids winning against Mamelodi Sundowns. Thank you to the football gods. Even yesterday as well, Italian teams playing negative, demonic anti-football, and they lost. Every time you play negative football, I pray every time that the team that plays negative football must lose, including my Chelsea and every other team in the world. We don't sit here for 2 hours to watch people to just defend, especially when it's two big teams. If it's a smaller team from the low division, okay, you can understand it, but it's two big teams, it doesn't make sense. Sundowns players tried their best. Towards the end, they tried themselves. Threw the kitchen sink in there. Unfortunately, match starts from minute number 0. When they blow the first whistle, they should have been dominant from that position. Well done to Pyramids. iDiskiTV, iDiski Times, was suspecting. For breaking news, go to iDiskiTimes.co.za.
Shapunjan bafowethu igama lami uLindo Pep, the best analyst in the country. Please don't forget to subscribe to iDiskiTV. Tanko.
This is Bongane Tso Vilakazi, they call me Tso. Niyazi bafowethu, amakhosi for life, they are back in winning ways. Please, siyacela ukuthi subscribe iDiskiTV.